Namaste, I'm Julie. Welcome to my channel, Your Self Yoga for Menopause. Today it's all about brain fog, and this short sequence will help you with forgetfulness, confusion, lack of focus, overwhelm, because we're going to be practicing several poses that send blood flow to the brain, help to calm the mind and give you that little bit more clarity. So let's start. Meet me on the mat. Okay, so we're going to start sitting back on our heels, okay? And our first pose, we're moving into a traditional child's pose. So you're bringing yourself forward, and you can either stretch the arms forward or you can take them behind you with the palms face up, bringing the forehead down to the mat. Now, if you're ample chested or you're a little bit larger here, it might be difficult to reach the mat, so I suggest bringing the mat up to you and using a cushion or a bolster, a yoga bolster if you have one. So it would look like this. And we're going to stay here for a few breaths. And this pose is very, very good for calming and soothing the mind and just giving the spine a gentle stretch. And start to slow down the breathing, really connect with this present moment, and maybe set an intention for your practice. What do you wish to invite in or release, let go of, and keep that with you throughout this short practice. And then what I want you to do now is I want you to hold on to your heels. You can either hold them from the outside or from the inside, okay? Whichever feels most comfortable. You're going to rise up onto your knees and you're going to bring the top of the head onto the mat and move as far forwards as you can so that the arms lock out and the hips are lifted high. And this sends blood flow to the brain, which is very, very calming. It's almost like a mini inversion. This is rabbit pose. It may feel a little bit strange. Again, you can do it with a cushion to protect your head, or if it feels more comfortable and gives you that height. And then very slowly bring yourself all the way back up. And forward folds, dropping the head in yoga, all help boost the brain. You're sending fresh blood flow, nutrients, oxygen to the brain, and it helps to clear this fog. Okay, so from here into a tabletop position, shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees, hands and knees as wide as shoulders and hips. And we're going to drop the belly, inhale, arching the back, look forwards into a cow. And exhale, draw the tummy in, round the spine, purring cat. Inhale, look up. Exhale, really round the spine, push away from the mat. One more, inhale. Exhaling, draw in. And this movement of the spine fires up all the organs, which is what we want when we detoxify. And now take the arms forward, keep your hips above your knees and see if you can lower yourself down to the mat. Again, you can use a cushion because ideally we want to bring our forehead down to the mat. And this is puppy dog pose and gives a beautiful stretch to the spine, the shoulders. And again, we're dropping our head low, connecting with the earth, very, very grounding. And then slowly slide the hands back, tuck those toes under, push up into a downward facing dog. Now we haven't stretched our hamstrings, so it's likely that you're feeling tight. So I want you to mindfully pedal the feet. Push the left heel down to the mat, come up onto the right toes. And then switch, really pushing the heel down so that you find that stretch in the back of the calf and the hamstring. So in your own time, mindfully pedaling away. And even in downward dog, the head is lower than the heart, so technically it's classed as an inversion. Again, boosting the brain with blood flow. And now I want you to walk the hands back, bend the knees, and bring your chest, tummy down onto your thighs. Grabbing hold of each elbow, rock the head. And shake the head, yes. Shake the head, no. Yes. And no. And just dangling here. Maybe slowly start to straighten the legs. Let the arms just hang and just sway from side to side like a rag doll. Dropping the head. And now walk it back into your downward facing dog. Look between your hands and step through or walk to the top of the mat. Hands on the shins. Inhale, stretch the spine, look forwards. Exhale, fold. Again, you can bend the knees if it's easier. Drop the head. And then I want you to peel yourself all the way up. Coming up, head comes up last. Take the arms overhead. Palms touch. And inhale, exhale, folding forwards, dropping the head. Inhale, lift and lengthen, looking forwards, and then step it back into a downward facing dog. Breathe in here, push the hips back and high, so you have this slope and the head is beneath the heart, feeling that wonderful boost of blood flow, oxygen to the brain. And then looking forward, step forwards again or walk to the top of the mat. Hands on shins if it's easier. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold. And then inhaling, bringing yourself all the way up. Bring the arms overhead, palms touch, and back to the heart center. Another great way of clearing the fog is balance, because through balance we have to focus. So I'm going to mirror you guys and I'm going to bring all my weight into my left leg, okay? Coming up onto the toes of that right leg. And I simply want you to slowly lift that right leg, bending at the knee. You can place your hand on the knee, maybe the other one on the hip, and then slowly start to open out that hip joint. Maintaining your balance, pull up, pull in. Raise the pelvic floor, it'll help you with your balance. Slowly return into center, and then see if you can just stretch out that leg, balancing, pull the shoulders back, point the toes like a ballerina, and then release and shake it out. And the good thing with balancing on one leg, you're strengthening all the joints in the standing leg, from the hip, the knee, the ankle. Okay, let's switch sides. So it takes enormous amount of focus and concentration. Try to fix your gaze on a focal point that doesn't move. It's so important and it will help you with your balance. Okay, all the weight now into the left leg, raising that right knee. Ooh, and when you have your balance, not like me, when you have your balance, you're going to open out very slowly. And if you lose your balance, you just simply start over and then returning and then pointing out that leg, stretching, pointing the toes for 3, 2, 1, and release. Good job. Back, top of the mat, inhaling, arms touch overhead, reaching up, hands back down, dropping the head, feel that blood flow. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, step it back into a downward facing dog, and then cross the right foot halfway up the mat, cross the left foot, bend the knees, and coming into a little seat. And then from here, using your block or your cushion, okay, you're going to lie back, lift the hips, bend the knees, feet on the mat, and then lift the hips, and you're going to place the block underneath your bottom. You'll find that comfortable point because we're going to raise our legs in the air like so. And this is a nice inversion for circulation, lymph drainage, and turn the palms face up so you open out the chest, pointing the toes. Nice. And then lowering the feet down, turn the block onto its side and then move it a little bit further up, and you're balancing on the flat part of the back. Your chest is nice and high, so your head is lower than your heart, and again, palms face up. This is a supported bridge pose. Your feet should be as close as you can towards the block or your bottom. I can touch my heels. Breathe in here. And then walk the feet out, down to the bottom corners of the mat, still balancing on this block, and feel that wonderful stretch, those hip flexors at the front of the body. So you're stretching, opening up the entire length of the body. And then bring the feet slowly back to where you started. Lift the hips, remove the block, bring your knees to your chest, give yourself a big squeeze, rock from side to side, and then take both knees across to the right, left arm stretched out to the left, turn the head to look at the left hand, relaxing that left shoulder, finishing with a nice twist on the abdominals. And then both knees back to center, take them all the way across to the left. Right arm stretches out to the right, palm face up, turning the head to look at the hand. Feel that stretch across the midsection, squeezing out those toxins. Notice how the breathing slows down. And then bring your knees to your chest, give yourself a big hug, and then release the legs down. And now you can complete your sequence with a mini shavasana, 3 minutes, 5 minutes if you like. Maybe support underneath your knees with cushion or a pillow or a bolster, or you can even elevate the legs, get that flatness in the spine on the mat. And I hope you've enjoyed this mini sequence. I hope when you rise back up, you feel calmer and have more clarity. And I'll see you again soon. Namaste.